the countdown is over. The clock has reached 0. 5 races, 5 countries, 2 continents, and no teams. And now 5 lights that have turned off. And more than 30 drivers who might become the Season 7 Opening Mobile Racing League champion. Welcome everyone again to League, where the racing meets chaos, especially in this track. Welcome to the League of the Rising Stars. Welcome to Germany and Hockenheim qualifying. Once again, your servant KiATO back at the commentators cabin, and today 13 drivers who will be racing here, and all of them will become the pole sitter and the winner. And the very first one to get that provisional pole will be Fabianski with that 26.62. Quite a competitive time, and Fabianski as well, one of the favorites to get the OMRL Season 7 champion. Again, the polls and predictions put him once again as the champion alongside Milo, who sadly is not racing. But so far we got Fabianski, and player 10 actually closing the gap. 26.62, that's the time to beat. That's the time to beat and to get the very first pole position of the season here at Season 7. But now one more corner for the leader, Fabianski. 1, 2, 3, who will be the pole? 26.50, that will be Fabianski, who actually improved his time. Fabianski really improved his time, and that sets him at the first pole position of the season. Congratulations to him. So we got we got Fabianski on pole position, player 10 on the front row with a 26.67, quite close to the pole sitter. Then we got Lukac, Ozzy, Ellie, Rango, Hop, Pat, Dan Brodach, just Dan. Then on top 10 and fast pace closing the top 10. D'Zura, Huanchi, and Lemons, the 3 drivers outside the top 10. So let's see what we have now here in Germany. A really difficult track. Corners come really quick. Walls are so close, and we can translate that to pure chaos. So let's see what these 22 laps can bring us. So now heading up to the 5 lights, and we are out in Opening Mobile Racing Lead. Fabianski defends pole and actually gets a really good start. Ozzy getting a stranger. What the hell was that from Pat? He actually did a weird brake check or something. Oh my god, big lag, Nick Hill. Big lag from Lukac. Oh my god, yeah. Look at DNF. Yep, please. Some major lag. Fabianski getting away from that pack. Ozzy. Yeah, Lukac. Oh my god. Yeah, we have some issues here with Lukac. But anyway, let's keep going. Fabianski now currently leads Ozzy's second, player 10 on P3, Ellie P4, Rango on P5. Lucia is actually crazy, but look at that. D'Zura finding some trouble with Pat. Huanchi, Pat making a really unsafe releasing, now getting into the final spots of the race. Side by side. Oh my god, Pat, D'Zura, Lemons. Oh, Huanchi getting into the grass, my bad. But it was, I see, oh, thank you, Lukac, finally. Oh my god, 3 wide, big sand from Hob there. Actually sending once again on the 3rd sector, Lemons, D'Zura. Now, oh my god, look at that. Hold on, we just go step by step. So everything gotta beat these first. I got so much distracted by that lag instead of Lukac, and actually did not command absolutely anything. So we got Fabianski already with a 2:35. Almost 2 seconds gap on the very 4th lap of the race, entering now lap 5. Ozzy is on P2 and player 10 in P3 with quite a considerable margin. Ellie is on P4, Dan on P5 in his debut, and Rango attacking Dan for that P5 on the back straight. maybe sending here the happy on the inside. Through he goes, side by side. Really good defending. Could he do something on the final sector? Getting some trouble. Dan, really good defending. Rango sending the car on the penultimate corner. He goes through. Really good move that climbs, and that makes him up climb to the P5. Now it's Dan on P6, Pat on P7, Fastpace on P8, Harb on P9, Huanchi on P10. And outside of it, we have Dizura and Lemons. Oh, finding themselves in a bit of trouble. That's called fair play. Dizura breaking to let Lemons through after that small incident they had on track. That's how you resolve things. Really, really good job. Yeah, so Fabianski's basically in a whole... yeah, he's in a completely he's in another universe right now. Probably the nearest galaxy he's in Andromeda right now. So, commanding race on the very first half. Not even in the very first half. I think we might have the championship already decided. And I've seen some content. Ellie has been pushed into the wall, I assume by player 10. I've seen that on the minimap, and now Ellie has a lot of work to do. He has to catch again player 10. And I think that player 10 will need to back up and let him pass. We didn't have on camera that, but we did see that on the minimap. But Dan and Rango once again battling themselves, putting the cars side by side, close to the walls, leaving them some space. And they actually had a really clean battle on the very first part of the race, and so they are doing now. It's actually impressive to see these in OMRL. OMRL, okay, it's quite hard to say. But getting again back at the grid, actually the most entertaining things that are happening right now are here in the battle for the top 11. Dizura and Lemons actually outside of the slipstream. And we are about to see the very first lap cars. Oh my days. Oh my days. Lap 10 almost, and we will have the very first blue flag cars. Dizura and Lemons side by side, and seems like Dizura now has a bit advantage. Oh, big sand. Really good move there for the undercut. Really good job. Really good job. And the very first pit stop of the race, we are witnessing that Ozzy now takes the provisional with those worn mediums. No weather changes here and in the fourth tier. So yeah, we need to have manual strategies to compound rule, if I'm not wrong. Fabianski now virtually leading the race as Ozzy needs to stop. And he's actually extending a bit the gap. Anyway, Rango getting pushed off by a player on the very last corners as Rango now heads into the pits. Ellie again on P5 for that unfortunate incident with player 10, I think it was. He's sending to the wall. But hold on, Harper Rango, hairpin, trying to send it from the outside with those worn tires. No good idea. No, not the best one. And Rango with the fresh mediums. Yeah, it was an impossible maneuver. But yep, at least he tried to. I see some action right here. Huanchi, Lemons, the battle for the top 10. Least half a second of gap, but yeah, Lemons needs to pit already. I think this is the last one to pit. Yes, he is. So we have on lap 14 out of 22. We get Fabianski leading by almost 7 seconds, lads. 7 seconds of lead. OMRL. Wow. Now 6 seconds, okay, but anyway, Ozzy on P2, miles, like light years away from Fabianski. Player 10 on the top 10, but on the top 3, my bad. But that is not decided as Ellie sends the car and pushes player 10 to the ground, but the lag saved him actually. Oh my god, the ping actually saved player 10. It was definitely my screen, but Ellie sending the car in turn 3, player 10 in the split. Cool, close contact. We might have a luck rocket. No, we don't. Player 10 standing from the inside. Ellie defended. I closed all the possible gaps, and player 10 makes a mistake, and Ellie goes through. Ellie climbs to the top 3. and Dan catching now. Player 10, lap 15 out of 22. Ladies and gentlemen, we still have action. We still have drama here in OMRL as player 10 makes another mistake. Now it's Dan in front of him and goes through. Really good move. And he's up to top 4. Player 10 keeps dropping places and getting back and further and further. Oh my god. 2 positions in more than 4 seconds in just 2 laps. Oh my god, but now Dan is the one who makes a mistake. Player 10 trying to make the move from the outside, switching, but no, Dan closed really good the inside. Now Dan will head now up to sector 3 on a comfortable half a second, but there's no room for mistakes. And actually Dan catching, yeah, he's gaining. What is he doing? No, he actually extending the gap. I was not sure if he was closing it or what was happening. But hold on, because someone else is joining the party now. It's Pat. It's Pat. A second, yeah. May be more than a second. Player 10 goes wide and then a last caught. Oh my god, I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. Player 10 makes another big mistake, and that's how you fumble a race debut. Oh my god, no, that's not the thing you wanted to do in a season opener. I think Player 10 started on the top 3, but now he's dropping onto top 5 and maybe into top 6 as Pat is playing it wisely and has better tires than Player 10 right now, entering lap 20. And Pat's sending the car turn 3. He pushes. He actually made some contact with Player 10. Yeah, from my point of view, I don't think those are sanctionable things. But oh my god, that's not the things you want to see from Player 10 right now. But Fabianski increasing his gap up to 2 seconds. Oti in P2, Ali in P3 finally, after climbing at least the Mount Everest of those incidents that he had previously. We got Dan on P4 and closing the gap is Pat. Brick by brick and little by little, this little man has made himself a really good climb. But hold on, guys, I just want to make a quick review of the grid, but I can't do it as Pat is catching up the 4th driver now. It's Dan, but hold on, Fabianski, oh my god, Fabianski now winning the very first round of the 7th season of the OMRL with an amazing gap, amazing race, commanding lead. I think more than 8 seconds. Ozzy in P2, Ellie in P3, Dan will be final in P4. Pat into the wall, Pat into the wall, Pat into the wall. Is Dan P4 and Pat P5. Player 10 on P6, Rank on P7. Oh my god, that was completely unexpected. It will be Harp on P8, Fast Pace on P9. Juanchi Lemons for the battle of the top 10. Juanchi closing the space. Lemons falling away. Who will be Juanchi going with a bit while Lemons drifting a bit, and oh my god, and Lemons touches the wall. That's what's completely unfortunate. And last but not least, D Jura closes the German Grand Prix. And with that, we conclude the very first race of the 7th season of the OMRL. Oh my god, we got Fabianski with actually a Grand Slam leading the whole race, fast lap, pole position, and gold medal in the race. What else can you ask for 10 minutes of race? That was insane. That was absolutely insane. Wow. Superb race from Fabianski, who actually now, of course, he's leading the Drivers' Championship. Ozzy on P2 and Ellie on P3, the 3 first podium seeders of the season. And in the rest of the grid, we have Dan, Pat, Player 10, Rango, Harp, Fast Pace, and Juanchi on the top 10. And outside of it, we have 3 drivers who are Lemons, Dizura, and Lukic, or Luke, Luke, I would say. The first DNF of the season on P13 on the very first laps. Oh my god, that was an amazing race to watch. A lot of action, a lot of drama. We still beat green. It's been 2 weeks since the last time I've commented, but anyway, we'll keep working on that. See you all next week actually. At the San Marino Grand Prix at Imola. So, ladies and gentlemen, until next time.